Live from the Texas Cheerlickers Studios. It's in the building with Mike Taylor and Rudy J.
Well, hello. We're a professional podcast show.
We use professional loosely.
Yeah, very loosely. All right, so sorry we're late. Sorry it looks like this. This was not the original plan. The plan was come to Corpus Christi, knock out a TV show, go to a high school game last night as guests, and then get home back to San Antonio in time to do our show from our studios. And what time did the trade come down? We were driving into the city.
I think we're already here.
We just got here.
We just got here.
Okay, we'd been in town an hour maybe.
4 o'clock.
Was it right around 4? Yeah, so we were in town. We just got done eating lunch, I guess. And they trade effing Micah Parsons, they being the Cowboys. And I'm still processing this.
I'm not.
Okay. No, I'm
eaten,
happy.
I've eaten. I've gone for a walk. It's digested.
Okay.
And I love it.
Now, I have opinions. I'm processing the fact that I can't believe they did this. I've accepted it. I have an opinion on it, but I'm almost as shocked that Green Bay did this, with their reputation of conservatism and not ever drafting wide receivers, which they did, not making blockbuster trades for one guy and giving him astronomical money, which they did. So we're still all reacting here to the Cowboys' massive trade, which is the biggest trade they've made since Herschel Walker in 1989.
Are we still talking about Herschel Walker?
Well, this may be bigger than that.
Didn't Jerry bring up Herschel Walker?
Jerry brought it up last night. This is my Herschel Walker. Fuck Jimmy. He didn't. Now I know he didn't have nothing to do with this trade.
Now I go to my Facebook. I posted before Jerry's press conference. I put in quotes, Jerry logic is, I never got credit for Herschel Walker trade, so I made a move. End quote. And I put Jerry logic. An hour or two later, Jerry says that.
Yeah.
Like y'all be thinking, oh man, Rudy be being an asshole. No, if you followed this team, this is and it's crazy because the documentary just dropped and that's what the big hang up was.
Mm-hmm.
So he had to make his mark, but I still don't think it's the same because Jimmy got 5 players and then he ended up cutting the 5 players, which turned into all Minnesota. So it's still and that trade turned into 3 Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
This trade may turn into a bag of potatoes.
Right.
Who knows?
We'll see. Well, that remains to be seen. Now that
we got to wait it out. We have to wait it out.
Now you got to do. Now you got to. Who's now? All these guys you're going to bring in via the draft. Although they talked last night in the press conference. They may flip picks for guys now this season. So who knows what they're going to do? Typical Jerry. Do you think he's known for a month? I think Jerry's known for weeks he was going to do this. But F Micah, make him wait to the last minute. Let the documentary come out. Let's get right before the first week of the season, and then we'll do the deal. Although he said yesterday that it was not finalized until yesterday.
But they knew they were going to trade.
Green Bay needed probably days to work the trade with Micah, of the new contract with Micah.
Or the agent, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. They've been talking about this for a while. So all that to be said, sorry for the wonky look today, but we're in Corpus Christi at Chris 6 Television Studios. We're actually in the GM's conference room. He let us use it. So I brought no podcast gear because I thought we were going to be home, but we needed to get on today. We had some other stuff come up, blah, blah, blah. So we're doing it this way. And we may have taken the day off had they not pulled this trade.
If the trade didn't go down, y'all would have just had to deal without us today.
Yeah.
But it's too big of a trade not to get on and give y'all our take on it. And, Mike, I'll just go right in.
All right.
And I'll let Mike speak for himself, but I feel like this was a great move. This is a great move by Jerry Jones. And unfortunately for Micah Parsons fans and Micah Parsons friendly media, it's the right thing happened, possibly on the wrong guy's watch, but it was the right thing to do. Dak and Trayvon Diggs screwed Micah Parsons, because Jerry talked about this earlier on. Like, man, I gave Dak a whole bunch of money. He's been hurt. Gave Trayvon Diggs a whole bunch of money. He's been hurt. So Micah's pretty much being punished, if you want to call it that, by Jerry because of those two. Those contracts are awful. Those contracts have never been signed. I've never been a fan of signing a guy just because I have to. He's really good, so I got to do it. The Browns are stupid for giving Myles Garrett that money. You're going nowhere. The Raiders are stupid for giving Max Crosby that money. The only team that's got it right, unfortunately, they still suck, are the New York Giants. They understood. We have 27 holes. We have 27 holes. We have no business giving Saquon Barkley $20-some-odd million a year. The Cowboys have too many holes. In this league, you have to be pretty good everywhere to win. Not great. You got to be pretty good everywhere. The Cowboys are average to below average in so many places. It doesn't make sense to give Dak, Trayvon, CD, and Micah Parsons damn near all of your salary cap to be average. If this was a team that's been, the 2 NFC title games, just can't get over the hump. No, you don't do this. But this is a team that can't beat Green Bay at home in the playoffs. This is a team that couldn't get past Brock Purdy or whoever the hell the San Francisco 49ers quarterback was at the time. This is a team that is not close. It doesn't make sense to have 4 men taking up that much of your salary cap just to go out in the first round, or like last year because of injuries, miss the playoffs altogether. Haven't golf clapped Jerry in years. I'm golf clapping him, and it sucks. It comes down on Micah's watch because it's probably the #1 jersey in Cowboy land, and a lot of y'all love him, and a lot of y'all are mad. A lot of y'all are crying in your coffee this morning. Well, I'm here to say tough shit. This was the right thing to do. Jerry got this right.
All right. If you want to tip us, let me take a quick time out before I get into my take on this trade and beg you for money. Appreciate all the gas money that people were sending us yesterday. Now we need gas money to get home. Presley Wallace, he's in the building. $21. Thank you, Presley. We got some more money rolling in. What's up, Jason Garcia? Morning from Portland, Oregon, the land of Dame Lillard. He's back with the Blazers. Robert is in the building. $19.99. Happy Friday, gentlemen. Here's to Jerry Jones improving my fantasy league defense. Okay, he must have the pack.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready? All right. Here's my take. Bye-bye, Micah fucking Parsons. I don't know. Well, we won't cuss. We won't cuss on the TV show. Sorry, we cuss on the podcast.
I'm doing the Humpty dance.
For 10 years, Jerry Jones has not had his fastball. I've spent 10 years ripping Jerry's ass for one dumb move after the next, for pretending he was the old Jerry. You know, and I know the docuseries just came out, and we can say whatever you want about Jimmy's input, Jerry's input, blah, blah, blah. But that Jerry Jones was known as an outsider, a guy who liked to come in and pull the rug out for the betterment. He had balls. He was the wildcatter. He was the risk taker. I want that guy back. He's 82 years old. We're not going to get him back. You know, I miss the old Jerry Jones, who really would do anything possible to make his team better and win. Because that guy, I haven't seen that guy in a decade, if not more, Rudy. So I'm not saying he's got his fastball back, but yesterday, Jerry Jones, I don't know, maybe he had sex with maybe he had good sex or took a Viagra pill. I don't know. That was a 98-mile-an-hour fastball right on the corner of the plate. This, to me, is a great trade for the Cowboys. And I am stunned that so many of y'all out there think this was a horrible trade for the Cowboys. This was a great trade. You took a guy that did not want to be here anymore, a guy who lied about having his back hurt, who was dancing up and down yesterday on social media, a guy who has been a fucking pain in the ass for 2 years, who constantly cries on his podcast, throws people under the bus. Got in. Remember, he had that back and forth with Tank Lawrence. When Tank Lawrence signed with Seattle, Tank was like, "I'm glad I'm out of there," and Micah put Tank on blast. Whatever. And I can deal with all that as long as you're sacking quarterbacks in December and January. He ain't done shit in December and January. Now the team hasn't either. And like Rudy said a minute ago, What good does it do to have a really good one guy on defense if you're going to suck anyway? What's the point in paying him that kind of money? The Packers are going to pay him more money than anyone who's never played quarterback in the history of the game. Micah Parsons is not even one of the top 4 or 5 edge rushers in the NFL. A lot of y'all think he's amazing and elite, and I don't understand it.
He's great. He's not elite.
I don't understand. He is not Aaron Donald. He's not Myles Garrett. I think Myles Garrett's the best edge rusher in the game. I don't think
Chris Jones.
I don't think he's Chris Jones. I don't think he's TJ Watt. I think he's probably 6th or 7th. But because he's a Cowboy, we all think he's amazing. He's Randy White. No, he's not. If he were a Dolphin, this would barely move a needle with our audience.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen guys that are really, really talented be traded.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the other thing is, I know a lot of you. He's going to have a great year with Green Bay because he's motivated. We saw when Shaq left LA, he went and got in the best shape of his life, and he went and won. He's going to play great for Green Bay. But this is the thing: he's surrounded by more talent, and he's surrounded by a better coaching staff.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to run him into the ground at defensive end. They're probably going to use him in a more proper fashion than the Dallas Cowboys did. Remember, they didn't draft him as a DN. Tank got hurt. They moved him DN. He got some sacks, and Dallas like, well, let's just leave him here. And the poor little dude got broken down. He's not Von Miller. He's not Derek Thomas. He's not Lawrence Taylor to where he can take that beating all year and still make those plays in December.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the other thing. And the other thing, Mike, that drives me crazy about the fans that are mad and the media that's mad is for 30 years, y'all told Jerry, please stop doing business with your heart. Do business with a football mind. And that's what he did last night. And y'all are still mad. Y'all still mad. Like, hey, man, why would you pay Zeke, man? He just signs guys that he loves. Why would you give Dak $200 million, man? This is what we're talking about.
Sure.
Why would you give Trayvon Diggs that money after 12 and said, why is he doing business with his heart? Okay, I'm gonna stop. He stops, and y'all are still bitching.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Right. And by the way, the next thing Jerry does may be stupid. But I look at all these different transactions.
I judge each one. It doesn't have to be a conglomerate. Right.
And look, I know a lot of us are tired of Jerry's shit. We're way over it. A lot of y'all want him to die. There's a meme going around today. Breaking news, heartbreaking news. Jerry Jones has been found alive.
What is wrong?
All the dead jokes y'all want, and I get that. I just feel like because Cowboy Girlfriend has cheated on us over, and we all know who Cowboy's girlfriend is, by the way, it's Jerry Jones. Because Jerry Jones has cheated on us over and over and over and over and over. With a lot of Cowboy fans, he has no more equity. There's almost like now a bias against Jerry from Cowboy fans where like nothing he ever does is ever going to be right.
Mm-hmm.
This move was right. The Dallas Cowboys have 4 number 1 draft picks in the next 2 years.
That's good trade bait.
Oh
if nothing else. It's great trade bait.
They now also freed up $180 million. Do you know the opportunities, what that opens up for just what the opportunities? And oh, by the way, let's throw in the 3-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle who they went way overboard talking about how badass he was last night. Kenny Clark's a solid defensive tackle. He's a plug-in guy. He'll start Thursday probably in Philadelphia. But, man, I don't know how you can look at this thing. 2 number 1 picks, a Pro Bowl defensive tackle for a team that sucks against the run, $180 million freed up that you can do whatever you want to now with. To me, this is last night when I went to bed, I was for this trade, and I woke up this morning. I think this is a slam dunk Cowboys victory. And by the way, I agree. Micah may be great in Green Bay.
He's probably gonna have a great year in week 4 when they play Dallas. He's gonna have 5 sacks. He's gonna be dog crawling and pumping his chest. He's gonna have a great year.
Sure.
But that doesn't mean that this still wasn't the right move. I'm totally against paying people just to pay people with what's the plan? Okay, let's say they gave him the money.
Mm-hmm.
What's the plan? Like my question is, and I told Mike this morning, who's next? I want all y'all asses gone.
Sure.
Because it's done. The window is closed and sealed on this group of their best players.
Mm-hmm.
They're not winning anything with this group of best players. And this was a good first step. When we talk about Jay Ribaldo all the time, when you get a house, you got to take the first step. The first step to retooling this thing and to getting it out of the doo-doo and the feces and the sewage that it is in is stop overpaying guys just because you like them. This is the first step. Again, my question is, who's next? Get Trayvon Tweet. He's heartbroken. Well, take your ass to Green Bay with him.
I'm tired of Trayvon.
Get Trayvon
Diggs.
Dak, he's the 16th, 17th best quarterback. He got to be at this. We got to draft a quarterback in the first round coming up here real soon. Aaron Rodgers got a first round pick drafted behind him. Tom Brady got a second round. Dak's next. Trayvon's next. This is the first step to rebuilding it, and so y'all can feel proud about rooting for this team again.
What if Tennessee struggles and former Incarnate Word great Cam Ward has a bad rookie season, as many rookies do? What if Tennessee winds up with the number 1 overall pick? They're not going to draft Arch Manning. Dallas has 2 ones now they can maybe trade up. You know, there's some bad teams in the league that have their quarterback in place that would probably not draft Arch. What if the Cowboys wind up with Arch Manning next April? What if? Or
now you're reaching, Mike.
I get it. I'm just saying.
But I see what you're saying.
There's just so many opportunities now that this opens up over one fucking guy who gets hurt every year, who plays out of position, who bitches constantly, who's never dominant in big games that matter.
Y'all are mad, but y'all are mad with this. You're not, and I'm not going to sit here and tell y'all that are mad about this that you don't know football, but I will confidently tell you you don't understand the business of football. And the business of football, signing 5 guys to big money, because you got Tyler Smith is all world. And then Tyler Smith, the trenches is where it's won.
Yeah, man.
That you got to pay that man.
Mm-hmm.
You don't overpay for 4 or 5 guys and getting no results from it and keep doing it. I'm flabbergasted as to how this is a bad thing. Because again, I told Mike this, I trust them more. I would rather them use those first round picks and go get guys that are already established, because outside of the offensive line, I don't trust their war room. But I can separate those 2 things. I can feel like this Micah trade is right and feel like I don't really trust them in the draft room with that full first round picks. Mm-hmm. So go and get some guys that are already established that you can plug and play, and then start taking the next steps of getting out of the first round, especially when you're at home.
Yep.
So I just don't get the model. Again, Philly, you pay Jalen Hurts, you pay Smith, and you pay Johnson, and you pay Barkley because it's resulted in Super Bowls. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense for about 5 teams. Now you could put Green Bay in there. Green Bay feels like they're close. Green Bay did just go to a divisional round a couple years ago. It makes sense for teams that are close. Paying Micah Parsons on a team that stinks out loud doesn't make sense when you already swung and missed on Dak and Trayvon. I don't get it.
Could not agree more. And I don't get why so many people are against this trade. It makes so much sense. For 10, 15 years now, going back to the radio show, podcasts, television show that will air Saturday, which is the reason why we're doing it this way. For just joining the show, we're at Chris 6 Television, and I didn't bring our gear. I thought we'd be back home today, so we're doing it this way. But anyway, for 15 plus years, I have begged the Cowboys to manage their roster with ruthlessness. Mm-hmm. You talk about making decisions with your heart. Letting Zeke Elliott punk your ass into the biggest contract you ever gave a running back. He can't hold a candle to Saquon Barkley. Letting him, I beg them, manage your team like the Patriots, manage your team like the Steelers, and ironically, manage your team like the Packers do. I can't believe the Packers did this, by the way. Manage your team like Sean, my boy Sean up in Denver's doing. They don't give a shit about the heart. They don't give a shit about relationships. They are here to win games. And I know, I get all the Cowboy jokes. I get it all. This does not erase all of the bullshit that Jerry's put us through, but on its own deal, just looking at this trade, this is what Bill Belichick would have done.
Bill Belichick, I remember when he let Ty Law walk.
Yeah.
And he let Brewski walk.
We'll just bring the next guy
Richard
in.
Seymour,
Mike Vrabel. Keep going.
Revis Island.
Keep going.
You draft Garoppolo while you still have Tom Brady, even though Tom made him get his ass up out of there. It's a certain way you got to do business.
Sure.
It's a certain way you got to do business. And the other thing, the elephant in the room, I don't want to keep nobody that don't want to be kept. Like, you want to act like you don't want to be here. You want to lay down on the trainer's table in the middle of a game and be unprofessionalized. Bye. You're not, because you're not good enough to act like that.
Correct.
You're not good enough to. You're walking around like you're Reggie White. But you're not
Reggie White wouldn't have done that, though, because Reggie White was about business. Reggie White was a grown-ass man. This is a petulant young, immature dude who is not worth that. I'll put up with that if you're Terrell Owens. I'll put up with that if you're Charles Haley. You can take your dick out all day long if you want to. You getting sacks and Super Bowls. I want to show me your dick too, Charles Haley. You ain't Charles Haley. And I look, and the Patriots, I get it. Yeah, of course they could be ruthless. They had Tom Brady.
It's different.
Dallas doesn't have Tom Brady, but that doesn't mean you mismanage your roster because you don't have Tom Brady. At some point, the cycle of bullshit had to stop. And a lot of y'all probably, Dak Prescott, it is what it is. He's still the highest paid damn guy in the league. Not for long. It won't be for much longer. And Dak's getting older. I think Dak's going to have a bad season. I think the Cowboys were going to. I had them going 6-11 with Micah Parsons. I hope they go worse. Hell, the Cowboys may have the first pick next year. Who knows? If all hell goes to hell. Dak Prescott is old. He gets hurt every year. He has zero mobility. So, but it's something, but my point in saying that is he's not going to be the starter much longer. 2 seasons, maybe. The cycle of bullshit had to stop somewhere where you're overpaying a running back. You're overpaying Dak Prescott, which, by the way, somebody asked Jerry last night, how can free agents trust you with the way you handled the Micah deal? And Jerry's like, ask Dak. We took care of Dak. Take care of the right guy. Odigizua, they took care of him. Zach Martin, he held out for a couple of weeks 2 summers ago. They took care of Zach Martin. And Zach deserved the money at the time. Zeke Elliott did not. We can argue all day about Dak. They've just given away they've given away too much dumb money over the years. I don't want to ramble. I just don't understand how. Look, it's one thing we can debate the trade and we can debate how good Micah Parsons is. But in the National Football League, the biggest asset is this franchise quarterback. And if you don't have it, you got to keep trying to get it. That doesn't mean you mismanage the entire roster. And I know Jerry Jones sucks at press conferences, all the E's and the I's and calling him Michael. And last night, Jerry's press conference was kind of dumb because Jerry felt like he needed to explain himself. He goes on these meandering dumbass anecdotes that are stupid, and it opens it up to criticize him, but not the trade itself. I don't know how you criticize that. And we found out this morning that the Cowboys Player Leadership Council unanimously approved of the deal. They went to their captains, which is probably Dak.
I forget who all has
Osa. Zach Martin was on that, not anymore, obviously. Even guys in the room, the Cowboys went to them, and unanimously they said, do it. Do it. I just wonder what else we don't know. I feel like guys may have been sick of the shit.
Well, I think
laying on the table was bullshit.
It was bullshit.
It was disrespectful to your teammates, too.
And what's going to happen is the slander campaign is on its way. I hope Mike understands that now that they trade him and they're taking so much backlash for it.
Oh, yeah.
Fully expect unnamed sources to come out and say, well, Micah was, and I'm not saying these are the things that are going to happen, but this time Micah was holding up the plane for an hour. He was sleeping meetings.
Yeah.
He wasn't a good guy. Like the slander campaign's on the way.
Oh yeah.
Because they got to justify.
There's something else. They don't have to justify it to me, but the Cowboys are assholes. Jerry loves to leak information about guys, and that pisses me off that he does that. It's not professional. I guarantee you, we're going to find out something else this week or in the coming days, maybe leading up to the Packers game at Jerry World. Oh, by the way, Micah's got a third nipple. I mean, I'm just saying something's going to come out about Micah Parsons because they do not like to lose the PR battle either, even though they do all the time.
Yeah.
And that's fine. That's typical Cowboy bullshit. They're still the clown boys. And I've been calling them the clown boys. And I'm not all of a sudden super Cowboy fan. I'm not some Jerry Jones ass slurper. That trade was needed. It was necessary. And I'm shocked they did it. And maybe that's why it took me all night to process it, because I can't believe they did something so ruthless. And look what they got back in return, where the Pro Bowl defensive tackle Kenny Clark is the third best asset you got. After all the money you freed up and the 4 number 1 draft picks you now have
the
in the next 2 years.
Yeah.
That's huge.
And
there's no one in football that's worth that. Nobody. I wouldn't have traded that for anybody. I'm not sure I'd trade 2 1s and a Pro Bowl defensive tackle for Patrick Mahomes because he's getting older. Seriously. Maybe CJ, maybe not even. I don't think I'd trade what Green Bay gave the Cowboys for anybody in the NFL.
Yeah, 2 1s that's like finding, you go in your backyard and you're putting down some new grass and you start leaking oil. Finding 2 first-round draft picks for a guy that hasn't helped I won't say hasn't helped, but he's not a big enough difference maker for you to not take 2 first. Because we talked about it yesterday. I was like, Mike ain't worth 2 1s.
No.
I was like, not 2, maybe 1 and a third. I don't think he's worth. I don't know. Again, there's only probably 6 guys in the entire football league that are worth 2 number 1s. Now you still got to go and draft the right guys, but again, I don't see how you can frown at this. And I think, once we get down the line, people will see that Jerry made the right move, depending on what they do with the 4 first.
Micah may go to Green Bay, like we said a minute ago.
He might. I think he's going to be great. I think he's going to be great.
Look, that's a better organization. They're more professional. They're all about ball. They probably got great coaching staff on defense. They got a great coaching staff in general. They don't put up with bullshit. Good luck with your podcast in Green Bay. And good luck trying to play flag football in the Olympics and all that kind of bullshit. That shit don't fly in Green Bay. So you know what? If he can get his head on right, and he probably will, because he wants to show the Cowboys that they messed up. Great. He'll probably have a great career. That does not mean that this was not necessary. That does not mean that. And now it's incumbent upon the Cowboys to turn these draft picks into gold. And by the way, even if they draft the wrong guys and they draft busts, that doesn't mean that the trade was wrong. It just means that their drafting sucked afterward. All right. But the trade was a trade that I would do all day long. I mentioned this to Rudy this morning at breakfast. You've seen Moneyball. Brad Pitt, Jonah Hill, where he played Billy Beane, the A's GM. There's a scene where Jonah Hill's character is trying to explain to Brad Pitt, who's Billy Beane, analytics and the money aspects, and they just take all the heart and personality out of it on paper. When the A's lost Johnny Damon to the Red Sox. Sorry, Bookie. Sorry, Bookie.
Large.
Oh, he wears a size large.
Yeah.
I'm a large too if it's cotton. Sorry, Bookie. You won't like this scene, probably suck for you, but there's that scene where Jonah Hill tells him the Red Sox are going to pay Johnny Damon $7 million next year. Is he worth that? No. Getting Johnny Damon, he's like, no offense, Mr. Bean, I respect you, but getting Johnny Damon off your payroll opens up so many more opportunities. And I'm not saying that now it's on the Cowboys to take advantage of those opportunities, but you get a kid like Micah Parsons off your roster for that haul, for that return all day, every day. And the A's didn't even get draft picks for Johnny Damon. They just got him off the books. You mentioned the Giants. They got nothing for Saquon Barkley. Dallas decided, you know what? Fuck it. Kid don't want to be here. He's a pain in the ass. We could be ruthless with him and just make him rot on the roster and franchise tag him next year. But you know what? Meh. Let's just get what we can get. Oh, shit. Green Bay's going to give us 2 1s and a ready-made defensive tackle?
Shake your hand. Yes. Deal.
Bye-bye.
You got yourself a goddamn deal.
This is a slam dunk. This is what badass businessmen do.
In
Jerry
the NFL,
found
this is good football business. This is good football business.
It may be another 10 years, but yesterday Jerry Jones found his fucking fastball. They're probably going to suck it. They're probably going to get rolled in Philadelphia Thursday. That does not mean shit. Micah Parsons would not have made any difference And by the way, if they get whooped on Thursday night, I don't want to hear Micah.
Oh,
he wouldn't have made no fucking difference.
Well, the last time
in Philadelphia,
the last time they played them, they got beat 41-7, and Micah was saying, "Well, 5 plays made the difference. Yeah, there were 5 touchdowns on your defense. And the last time they played the team he's going to now, he had all of 2 tackles. Now the whole team sucked that game.
The playoff game
included Micah Parsons in the playoff game anyway.
Yeah.
So
he didn't do shit.
It is what. And the chat's asking, well, why did they re-sign Dak if they were going to do this? That's the point. I think that's the point. The point is, it's like you eating pancakes and cheese every night, even though it gives you the squirts, and you keep eating pancakes and cheese, even though it's giving you squirts. No, at some point you say, hey, you know what? I can't eat pancakes and cheese at night. I got to stop doing this. They made one, They're admitting that they missed on Mozzie. 2, Jerry told us earlier this year when this whole Micah shit started, hey, man, I paid Dak a lot of money. He didn't even play. Paid Trayvon a whole lot of money. He ain't even play. Jerry's like, yo, at some point we gotta fix this. This is what y'all asked him to do. Why are you mad?
I know.
That felt personal, Rudy. That felt like you were attacking me with pancakes and cheese there. That was personal.
I was.
And Johnny Damon was overrated as hell.
Yeah,
but he has the sweetest ass in the league, so that's all that
and he won a World Series and wrote a book. That's good for him. Elron72, you guys are cold. That guy was a part of our lives, and he gets sent away. Bad call. Ron, I got sisters I haven't talked to in 10 years because they're fucking worthless. I ain't worried about no punk ass kid I ain't never met. I'm looking for badass motherfuckers. He ain't one. And even if he is one, they've reached a point because of their past dumb moves where they had to do this. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Like they talked about maybe trading some of these picks this year. I don't know why they would say that publicly.
Well, no, this way so people don't know. You got to put it out there.
Maybe.
Like it's
for
sale.
Maybe. And so it's like, is this them admitting that, okay, now it's time to start phasing Dak out. So let's just collect assets here.
Who's next? I'm gonna get that shirt. I'm gonna get that shirt made with a star on it. Who's next?
Right.
Because it's time to start over.
I'm not sure yet. Maybe that's what they're doing. This is the beginning of the phasing of Dak out.
Right.
Unless they go and trade 2 picks tomorrow for an all-pro running back, and we're going to run it with Dak. I don't know. But all I know is now they have a massive amount of opportunity that they did not have yesterday. Hamstrung with an overrated ass defensive end. And I'll end my part of this show. We're going to do an abbreviated show today. Back full board Tuesday. I'll end it by saying, what point was I going to make? I got so many thoughts in my head after this trade. It's incredible.
You're talking about the opportunities.
Okay. Back to how overrated Micah is. If he were a Carolina Panther, this wouldn't even move a needle in Texas. He ain't a household name if he's a Carolina Panther because he ain't Aaron Donald. He ain't a household name if he's a Seahawk, but he's a fucking Cowboy, and he's had some success, and he's on podcast, and he tweets all day, and so that means that he's Randy White. He's not. He's not Randy White. He's not Bomb Lily. He's not Aaron Donald. That's an insult to even say that name. I'm not even sure he's Khalil Mack, who the last great defensive end to get traded, I think, was Khalil Mack when the Raiders got 2 ones for Khalil Mack when they sent him to your Bears.
Right.
But the Raiders even threw some draft picks in.
Right.
The Cowboys didn't trade anybody but the one guy. This was a home run trade on its face for Dallas's favor. Now, if they screw up the picks, that's on them. That doesn't mean the trade was bad.
Totally agree. I'm not a fan of you can't, I don't care what sport it is. You felt like, okay, look, I got a core. We got Micah, we got Trayvon, we got CD, we got Dak. Let's give it a run for a few years. You've given it a run since the first time you played San Francisco and you handed the ball off to Zeke with no time left or all the, then again, San Francisco, then Green Bay. Like this window is closed, man. It was time to make this move and start fresh.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I don't consider it a full-on rebuild. I consider it a reload. And they're going to take the next steps. Okay, who's next? You get Trayvon ass out of here. You get Dak out of here. So I'm not sure, but I feel strongly that this was the right move and just start from scratch. Sometimes you got to tear the whole thing down to build it back up. And
Mike,
I think that's what they started to do yesterday.
Mike's in the building. Happiest guy should be Kenny Clark because the road lizard talent in Dallas is 1 million times better than in Green Bay. Okay. He's from LA. He's from UCLA. Yeah, he's like, damn, there are black people everywhere in Dallas. I like this place. Yeah. Oh, no, it's funny. Poor Kenny Clark. They acted like he was the world all coming last night. See, this is where the Jones screw up. You don't. They kept mentioning Kenny Clark. Poor Kenny's like, damn, don't put that pressure on me.
Yeah, he's not that good.
I think it's a great trade because you're a team going nowhere. Guy didn't want to be here, and somebody actually offered you 2 first-round picks for him. Oh, my. Adios, amigos. Bye. I can't believe so many people, including the Green Bay Packers, think Micah Parsons is as good as he is.
I don't
He's
think that
not.
he doesn't see,
He's
but that's the thing. He doesn't need to be.
Maybe
He don't need
We'll
to be
see.
Bruce Smith for Green Bay.
Maybe not, but they're paying him like
gonna be
they're
pretty
paying him
good.
like Bruce Smith.
Philly is pretty good in a lot of places.
Yeah.
And it's resulted in a Super Bowl.
And the other thing, and I said I was going to end. The other thing that jumps in my head, I've also said for years now, you and I have talked about this. When does this crazy scene stop in the NFL where every good free agent automatically gets vaulted to the top of the pay scale? Where does that stop?
Well, they cut it off with running backs.
Yeah, they did finally. But like every defensive edge that's good, that's a free agent. Not even a month goes by. He's the highest paid non-quarterback ever. A month goes by. Oh, he's the highest paid non-quarterback. No, he's the highest paid non-quarterback. Where does that stop? Not everybody's better than the greatest guy currently in the league. And the Cowboys are like, nah, let Green Bay do that. We're not doing that with you. I love it. It's great. I love it. All right. We're done. Short show today, but we're working tomorrow.
Yes.
Me and Rudy will be out at Slackers on Rector behind North Star Mall. I'm going to get there around 10:45 so I can get a good seat for Texas, Ohio State, who kick off tomorrow. It's game day, Longhorns and Buckeyes at the Slackers on Rector behind North Star Mall. Me and Rudy will be there. I'm going to be there for at least the first half, if not more. Kickoff is at 11 as the Arch Manning era begins against the defending national champions on the road.
I'm super excited for college football. Jerry, we were talking about UT way too much, and Jerry didn't like it.
Yeah, I know, right?
Jerry was like, you know what? I'm tired of hearing about Arch. Texas is mine. I'm gonna, even though I already have a deal in place, I'm gonna wait till 2 days before UT Ohio State kickoff. And boom, shit all over college football. I'm gonna shit all over college. Just pull my pants down and go diarrhea over college football.
Let that docu-series come out. Let that last 2 weeks. Wait till the season.
And then I'm gonna get my Herschel
and
Walker.
then get my Herschel Walker. Jimmy had nothing to do with this trade. All right, that's it. We're done. Thanks to Chris Six for letting us do an abbreviated version. We'll see y'all at hopefully tomorrow. We'll see you at Slackers over on Rector behind the mall, and then we're off Monday because of Labor Day, and God knows what's going to happen between now and Tuesday when we get back to the podcast. Chris Six has an app. Download that app, and you should be able to watch In the Building Sports Edition Saturday morning at 11 as Rudy and I will rehash this trade that just came down and get ready for college football. Oh, got a quick $19.99 in here right at the end. Aaron Caduper will get the last word because he paid for it. Will Jerry package these draft picks plus his likely top 10 pick finish this season to trade for overall number one to nab Arch Manning? Ask me next April. This is going to be fun. At least they have an opportunity now that would have never been there had they not did what they did yesterday. Thumbs up to the deal. All right, we're heading home. See everybody back at home tomorrow over at Slackers on Rector. Hook 'em horns. Go Aggies, go Frogs, birds up, whatever your delight is. We're going to have a fun college football day tomorrow over at Slackers. See y'all mañana. Later.